It's time for another Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time we'll be talking with my friend Larry Hurto about the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience going on every weekend in December at the Jasper County Historical Museum. It seems to grow every year, and they have over 100 Christmas trees beautifully decorated, and you will enjoy it if you have a chance to check it out. Maybe you've had a chance to see the beautiful Christmas trees in the past. You want to come back and see it again this year. He tells us all about it in this podcast, and we'll get to that in just a few moments. But first, a word from our wonderful sponsors, including Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. And he posted on Facebook this morning, hey, we say it often because it's true. We have the best customers and community around. Thank you to the trusting team at Ryan's Tire and Auto. They have a great team there at Ryan's Tire and Auto. I had them put some what is called Aquaprol on my windshield the other day, along with an oil change. It's supposed to keep the rain off of my windshield, according to my insurance guy, Jeff Mackey. He recommends it highly, and it did. We got some rain, some sprinkles the other day, and it did a good job. And the folks, just, as a service, I didn't even get charged for it, but as a service from Ryan's Tire and Auto, put that on my windshield, and they did a great oil change the other day. They put 4 new tires on my van also a couple weeks ago. And I feel safe getting from point A to point B to Des Moines at my gig at WHO and back every morning because they took care of that. They'll take care of your car, too. As a testimonial, I can tell you, they do a great job at Ryan's Tire and Auto. And they complete their Facebook page with a hashtag best customers, hashtag community support, hashtag thankful, hashtag auto care you can trust, hashtag Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue, Newton. Another fine sponsor is the Newton Clinic. Of course, Newton Clinic, been around for a long time, and they do a great job there. And of course, we are into cold and flu season at Newton Clinic, and if you have not had your flu shot, you can get that taken care of at Newton Clinic. They recommend that you get that taken care of. Stay healthy this cold and flu season at Newton Clinic. And don't forget, they have a new provider there, Kinsey Heiser at Newton Clinic. She's taking new customers at Newton Clinic. Another fine sponsor, Advantage Credit Union.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling this time of year. This is Jeff from Advantage Credit Union inviting you to rake in the savings while loan rates are also falling. If you're looking for a lower payment, shorter term, or just more cash in your pocket, see ACU to get the process started. Now is a great time to mulch those higher interest rates down to one low payment as we help you refinance. Local money, local decisions, local service, and locally owned by you every season of the year.
Loans are subject to credit worthiness. ACU is federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and I am excited once again to talk to my dear friend who I've spoken to many times about history and other things, Larry Ray Hurto. We go back to our Methodist Youth Fellowship time when he was an advisor, and we've known each other forever, and his brother Barry's a great guy. If you know the Hurtos, you love him. But he's been so community involved in so many different things. And this time around, we're going to talk about what's going on at the Jasper County Historical Museum. And this is the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience. And Larry, when is that coming up?
Well, believe it or not, it's borderline December, Jamie. Yeah. So ready or not, here we go. This event, for those of your listeners who are not familiar with the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience, this is a fundraiser for the Jasper County Historical Society. Years ago, and you may remember this, Jamie, they used to have a Christmas open house every other year. And the volunteers would knock themselves out decorating the museum festively. And then they were open for a single weekend. And 2 days after all of that trouble, going to all that trouble to put up lights and decorations and such, they had entertainment. Didn't realize the potential that holiday events have. So in 2021, former president of the board of directors of the Historical Society, Dave Rorabaugh, came up with this idea of why don't we have something all month long? And so we decided upon this decoration of the museum. We decided it might be fund to divide the museum into 10 sections and have a total of 100 decorated Christmas trees to show the public, and we decided, well, we'll be open every weekend in December. Well, that first year we ended up with 172 trees.
Mm-hmm.
The second year, 237 trees. So this event has been growing. It really it is a tremendous experience. The volunteers that come to us to help prepare for this is just an outstanding thing. Last year, 1,300 volunteer hours were put into decorating the museum for the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience, and we showed to 1,400 people over 11 days. And so that's, almost an hour of volunteer time for each individual that came to see the trees. But I mean to tell you, if you're looking for a family-friendly event, this is one that your listeners will not want to miss. It is a fundraiser for the museum, but it is by free will donation, so they certainly welcome donations. And we're very excited. We're so looking forward to reopening again this 5th annual edition of the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience.
Now, what are the dates for this, Larry? I know it starts, right after Thanksgiving?
Right. So it would be the first weekend in December, and every weekend thereafter. So on Saturdays, we're open from 1 to 8 in the afternoon and evening, and on Sundays from 1 to 4. And in addition, we'll be open on Christmas Day from 1 to 4. The thinking was, people wake up early in the morning. You and I did when we were kids, couldn't wait to tear open that wrapping paper.
I don't know about you. I'd be awake before anybody else.
Yeah, find what's under the tree for us. And after opening the presents and then having your festive board, your Christmas spread, your Christmas dinner, then what do you do for the balance of the day? So we've been open on Christmas Day, and I worked the last 2 Christmas days, and we were busy. I mean to tell you, we had a number of folks from out of town, and of course, people's relatives, family come from out of state. Last year, we had visitors from 50 Iowa towns and from 23 other states. I remember visiting with a family from North Carolina on Christmas Day last year, and that was fun. So it's really starting to take off. We've got television notice the last 2 years.
Yes.
And as well as radio broadcasting, interviews, but of course with podcasts from you, this is a tremendous help to us.
Well, we're glad to help out with this because it's a great cause, and we love the Jasper County Historical Museum. I have to ask you a question because we are into Christmas season.
Sure.
And people bring this up from time to time. Now, you remember as well as I do, when we were kids at the shopping center, they had the animatronic elves. Now, are they stored at the museum? Or are they stored someplace else? That's a question that comes. It seems like it happens on Facebook from time to time, and you would be the one to go to for that, Larry.
Well, here's where you get the proper answer, at least a partial answer.
Okay, all right.
You're a pretty young fella, Grout, but the Newton Shopping Center opened in 1960. So that gives you some idea of how old these guys must be.
Sure.
You and I are not youngsters anymore, but these elves that we're talking about, who knows how an elf ages. But the museum actually has 2 of those elves, and you'll see them on display for the celebration.
Great.
And let me tell you this, I don't know if Kaylee Marchant, who's the executive director of the Newton Chamber of Commerce, would appreciate my saying this, but last year she asked if they could borrow the elves for a display that she was planning, and boy, you should have seen the resistance from the from the staff and the volunteers at the museum. No, they're going to stay here. So
okay.
that's where you'll find them this year at the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience at the Jasper County Museum in Newton.
Okay, just another reason to go there. How many trees you're going to have this year, Larry?
Well, once again, over 200.
Okay, all right.
Ever since breaking 200 that second year, we're confident in saying that there's at least 200. I don't know if they have an actual number for this year, but
it's for a free will donation. And one of the neat things is the whole community gets involved. And I know you probably can't mention all the sponsors of all the trees. You say over 200, but there's a lot of people, businesses, nonprofit organizations. I mean, people just really pitch in on this. This is a community event.
Yes, that's absolutely right. We do have each year a number of business sponsors and a few individuals who sponsor us as well. But we try to make available space for nonprofits, as you indicated. We have at least 10 churches that have decorated trees this year. We have a couple of the grade schools, Woodrow Wilson School and Thomas Jefferson, have come out to decorate a tree for us this year. And we have had service organizations, the Order of the Eastern Star, women in years past have done a tree for us. So the outreach is really good. And when I say sponsors, we're particularly grateful when we have folks come to us from out of Newton to sponsor the event. And this year we have actually 3 out-of-county sponsors.
Oh.
Can
you mention who they are? Do you know who they are off the top of your head, Larry?
Well, the first one I can tell you was Grinnell Mutual.
Oh, that's great.
And they have sponsored us every year, so we're certainly grateful for that. But for those of you who are listening who may not know where the Jasper County Museum is, the address is 1700 South 15th Avenue West in Newton, Iowa. And Jamie, can I give a phone number if they want to know more information?
Sure.
It's 641-792-9118.
Okay.
And as I say, it's a fundraiser. So we would invite your listeners, if that's acceptable, to maybe write a check to the Jasper County Historical Society, and that can be sent to Post Office Box 834 in Newton, Iowa, 50208.
Well, it's a great historical museum that we have, and I know that there's a lot of displays there that talk about the history of Newton, and you and I have talked about this before, but how many washing machine companies were there at Newton at one time, Larry?
Well, it's remarkable. I think most people who are familiar with Newton history are well acquainted with the Big Four, not only Maytag, but the Automatic, the 1 Minute, and the Woodrow companies. Woodrow eventually moved over to Pella. But we've been able to identify no less than 11 individuals or companies that at least made one prototype for some kind of a washing machine. And the earliest of those dates back to the late 19th century. The first machine that we know of was built by a guy who operated a pool hall in Newton, a man named W.H.L. King.
Okay.
And King eventually went up to Dakota Territory before the Dakotas were a state in 1889 and was selling to the pioneers of Dakota Territory some of these very primitive washing machines. Ken Barthelman, who used to be the executive director for the museum, contended that King named his machine the Whirl, W-H-I-R-L, after his initials, W.H.L. King.
Oh, perfect.
Now, we haven't documented that. We can't, that's a hypothesis. But it makes for a pretty good theory.
Well, it's like the call letters WHO, is owned by the Palmer family for the longest time that started the School of Chiropractic. So a lot of people have said WHO stands for with hands only. And the other Palmer radio station was WOC in Davenport, which stands for World of Chiropractic. And that hasn't been documented either, but that's what people say. So it's along the same lines.
Okay, but anyway, if folks do come to the museum during the course of the regular museum season, which is May 1st through the last day of September, you can see an example of that very early whirl washing machine, which was produced from about 1885 to as late as 1927. Ken actually found it in a Sears catalog.
Wow.
From 1927, a model of a W.H.L. King's whirl washing machine.
Amazing, amazing. See, it's people like you that keep history alive in Newton and the Jasper County Historical Museum, and that's why people need to attend the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience. And Larry, we're going to wrap this up and then do a video, and that'll be on the that'll be on the outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com website. It'll be also on my YouTube channel, but also. When we wrap up, again, tell people about the dates and how they, what times they can attend this, and how they can contact the Jasper County Historical Museum, because people invariably want more information on these kinds of things.
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, we'll be hosting this event every weekend in December, starting 6th, 7th.
Okay.
Am I right? Don't have a calendar in front of me.
I don't either.
But Saturdays from 1 to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 1 to 4 p.m. And then we'll be open on Christmas Day from 1 to 4 as well. Once again, the Jasper County Historical Museum is located at 1700 South 15th Avenue West.
It's right off Interstate 80.
Right off the highway, that's right, in Newton, Iowa. And we would be delighted to welcome you there. For more information, call the office at 641-792-9118.
Newton is looking very festive. Of course, I did a podcast with Steve Knight about the courthouse lights.
Super.
We've got the holiday lights at Maytag Park. What else, Larry? We've got
the tour of homes.
The tour of homes. We've got the splash pad decorated, and of course the Tree-Mendous Christmas Experience. So, if you want to see some festive holiday lights, Newton is the place to be this year.
I understand Santa Claus is making his headquarters in Newton, Iowa.
Is that a fact?
The day after Thanksgiving.
Well, how about that?
He'll be putting in an appearance.
Well,
so
good.
You and I will both not want to miss that.
Okay. Well, we have to make sure we don't get on the naughty list then, Larry. We have to behave ourselves because we don't want sticks in our stocking.
We'll do our best. Hey, I want to tell you, it's been a delight to be out and about with Jamie Grout again, and as always, we wish you only the best, Jamie.
You too, Larry.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. And
You
I hope
too.
you have the best, you and your brother, Barry, have the best of holiday seasons.
Thank you, sir.
That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Other fine sponsors include Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions. If you want your business put on calendars, pens, pencils, T-shirts, whatever the case might be, Lynette can take care of that. Her business card is on the sponsors page of outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com. Westside Java Coffee Bar on the west side of the square in downtown Newton. You can go through the drive-through there or stop on in for their great coffees that they have available. Get your mocha latte or hot chocolate. I enjoy that there. And they also provide a prize for the trivia question that we post on Sunday mornings. Also, the Made Right Sandwich Shop in Newton, they also have a prize that they provide for my trivia question that I have on Sunday mornings. And of course, they're not just a sandwich shop. They have breakfast 7 days a week at the Made Right in Newton too. And also, I want to plug B. Nicole Salon. They also provide free haircut for the trivia prize every Sunday morning at B. Nicole Salon. And my newest sponsor for the trivia prize is St. Rest Coffee House in downtown Grinnell. And if you've never had their monster cookies that they have, St. Rest Coffee House, they're delicious. I always get their Reese's Peanut Butter Cup monster cookies, and they provide a half dozen of those delicious monster cookies every Sunday morning as a trivia prize too. So stop on in and say hi to the newly elected mayor of Grinnell, Sam Cox, at St. Rest Coffee House in downtown Grinnell, a new Sunday morning trivia prize sponsor on the Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast trivia. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya!